Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Inside the Show. I am your host, Joey Blaze, live tonight from a little bit of a different location. We're right outside of Philadelphia. Anticipation of traveling all week. We'll be back in the area soon. Got a lot going on this weekend. Let's start by talking about what's happening this Sunday in the Owings Mills Flag Football. And joining me tonight to talk about that, Mr. Robbie Sparks himself. Robbie, welcome to the show.
Hey, Joey, thank you for having me on, and I appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you. I appreciate everything you guys are doing over there in Owings Mills. Needless to say, 4 weeks in, and I am loving the product you're putting together on the field every single Sunday. And, give a lot of time on the field to the first ever Rich Foundation Youth 9-man tournament for ages 12 to 14. We are excited about that. Robbie, tell me, how did all this come about?
So like you said, the Rich Foundation is hosting this event, Youth 9-man tournament. I guess we're hosting it, and Rich is sponsoring it in a sense. We're working together. We collaborated for this. But how it came about was, Rella and I had this idea for years, and Rich, we had spoken at the field. We talked for a little bit, and we saw what he was doing with his Rich Foundation youth workouts. And we had a conversation at the field, and we all got on a phone call. And he was like, "Man, whatever you need me to do, I'm with it. We can make it happen." And so, we were like, let's do it. It was no brainer. So we just had the one phone call, and we decided as a group that this would be something to pursue. And, the plan is to make it more than this event. Like, this will be the first of many.
And this is something that I feel like has been a much need for years. We talk about, I've told many people, flag football in general is not a game that many kids play until they're adults. It's something that they don't even hear of. We over here in the Florida state where I'm from for years, when they always said the same thing to me. I never knew anything like this existed. Said that to me, who thought their careers were done after high school. Skill players said that to me, who were just looking to come out there and play backyard ball. All of a sudden realized this 9-man game is legit. And this 9-man game opens up many opportunities for many different guys to get somewhere where they never thought they could ever be. And I feel like this youth tournament is going to be huge, not just for the growth of the game as a whole, but for allowing kids to get exposure to something that they may never play. As you and I both know, I grew up in the playground way back in the day. I didn't see 9-man flag football again until I came back 15 years later to my home league. Mm-hmm. Never heard about it, never played it. The only flag I knew was those little gym class triple threat flags.
Yep. I mean, and that's what most people think of when they think of flag football. I mean, I know when I first started, people were talking about flag football, and they said 9-man. I was thinking, I'm trying to catch a pass. But like you said, once I saw 9-man, I was like, man, this is real football. So, and that's the purpose of this, is to, one, bring awareness to what 9-man is, and also bring, we reached out to a few athletic directors from various schools, football coaches from various schools, to hopefully get them out so that they can see that 9-man is a better option in the off season to 7-on-7. Because with 9-man, your line will actually get work. Your quarterbacks will get a realistic feel for pocket pressure. And it's not just standing back there with a 3-second count and picking teams apart. So it's more realistic, and it'll be better for the youth in their off seasons to have this option to improve their game, without pads. Because 7-on-7 is played without pads, 9-on-9 will be played without pads. But it'll allow the O-line and the D-line to continue to get their work, and it'll keep the quarterback from just standing back there patting the ball for 3, 4, or 5 seconds and throwing it around. Because in my opinion, 7-on-7 gives you a false perception of what you have offensively and even defensively, because as we know in 9-man, the defensive line, offensive line, everything starts up front. And if you have a great defensive line, it helps your DBs. And if you have a great O-line, it helps your receivers. So I think it'll help coaches get a real gauge of where their teams are and where they're going and what they need to adjust when they get to game planning for their 11 on 11 season.
And, I had said this to a lot of people over the last couple of months. It's something that's been on my mind a lot. We talk about how high school football down south, it doesn't end. Your season will come to an end. There's about a little break with Christmas and all of that. But as soon as they get back on New Year's, those players, they're back in the weight room. By March and April, they're having spring practice.
Yep.
They're playing on the field. Up here, up north, we don't really tend to offer anything to our players except for those 7-on-7 camps in the summertime you mentioned.
Right.
And even as a player in high school, and trust me, I came out of a wing T offense in high school, and we ran a 5-3. We're never going to be doing any 7-on-7. That doesn't benefit the growth of what we're trying to achieve. Whereas with 9-man, you can simulate a 3-down lineman look. You can have a 5-down lineman look if you really wanted to. Mm-hmm. You can get the looks you need and be able to give your players the work they need to grow as a whole.
Right. Correct. I agree. And like you said, I mean, the biggest thing is like teams that are run heavy can actually line up and run. They can run double tights. They can run, full back out the backfield. They can do all of those things and, perfect their scheme in a sense. And, like you said, I mean, if you look at, I'm going to speak specifically on Maryland, like we don't have, like you said, what they have in the South, what they have in Florida, what they do in Texas. Honestly, we don't even have as far as public schools goes, if you compare public schools versus private schools, they're doing different things than they're doing at public schools when it comes to football. So, that's what I said, like this will be a good opportunity for them to see something different, allows the county public schools or city public schools to stay within the guidelines of their contact rules or whatever it is. So, so it's just a better option. And hopefully we can use this opportunity to show and teach that and reach out to those schools and send them this footage that we have that they could say, oh, wow, this is something to consider. And, like we've been the group we've talked to already, myself and Terrell and Rich, Tim, like we're open to, hosting or running the spring leagues for the counties or whatever it is, if it gains that much traction, So right now it's an idea. And, like they say, my teacher used to say, no idea or no question is a dumb question. So we're going to put it out there and hopefully it catches traction and they like what they see and we can set the foundation for this to grow and help schools and programs improve because they're doing something that's more beneficial.
I like it. I like this a lot. So who do we got on deck? Who are the 4 teams that are coming in for this tournament? I've been hearing about them. So who are they coming in, Robbie?
So right now we have Brothers from Another, Bridge Nation, Eastside Raiders, and Team Dorsey. 4 teams of the local area. We had 6 initially, but 2 of them dropped out just because they couldn't get the numbers they were looking for the spring. Or for this time of year, because a lot of leagues didn't have a fall season due to COVID. So with so many restrictions, there's only a small few that actually kept playing or were able to play. So it was tough for teams to still get those players that they needed to participate in this because they're just transitioning back into it. So these 4 teams will be out there Sunday. The only one I'm really familiar with is the Eastside Raiders because I've seen them. My little nephews played against them, but other than that, the rest of them, I've never seen. But we do have 2 coaches that are familiar with 9-man that are coaching those teams. So I think that'll help them get the edge to know what's going on in a sense. And, they may be able to scheme it up and do things a little bit better or play a little bit faster because their coaches are familiar with it. But, at the end of the day, most people know like nine man is basically the closest thing to real football. So I feel like all the teams will like it and enjoy it. But like you and I spoke about previously, the biggest transition will be pulling that flag, going from just wrapping up and falling over to wrapping up and snatching those flags off. But the one benefit of our style of flag football is it teaches you to square up. It teaches you to body those things they work on with the head and the neck safety and everything like that. This will actually help with that foundation because you're going to square up to pull the flag. You're going to have your head up and you're going to yank it off. So it'll help teach that bodying up, squaring up, and safely doing it. So
I like that. I like that a lot. And at the same time, I think being without pads, it's going to be a whole different experience for those kids. We've talked in the past, I have at least. I feel like a lot of players, when they wear pads, they feel like they're more invincible. They could take more risks playing. Whereas when they're not in pads, they rely more on skill sets and being able to quickly maneuver their feet a certain way to make somebody miss. What do you think the biggest challenge is going to be for these kids transitioning over?
I mean, I think the toughest one I feel as though for like kids that are like running backs, for instance, that are used to like running through the hole hard and lowering their shoulders and running people over because we can't truck people in nine man. So I think that'll be if you have a kid that's a beast and trucking and stuff like that, that'll be a hard transition there. And then I mean, rather other than that, I mean, just you'll know who's good at taking angles and stuff like that because you get in open space and if somebody misses a flag, that pursuit has to come out on the angle. But I mean, I don't think it'll be that hard. I think the hardest thing will just be getting used to getting the flag off. So if they body up, they'll get it. Hopefully, they've had a little bit of practice with it at their regular practices. But I think the hardest thing will just be pulling the flags. Other than that, it's football.
Your advice to those kids playing nine man for the first time?
I mean, just come out and play football. That's all I can say. I mean, the same thing I tell new guys that come out and play nine man for the first time. It's football. Just come out there, play football, play loose, have fun, and just ball out. And then let the results be what they are. Just have fun because right, like this tournament specifically, like they're playing for a trophy. We'll provide some stuff, and it's setting the foundation for what we're trying to do. So we're very appreciative of these programs for coming out and hopefully they'll show this and they'll talk about it and they'll get their other groups to get into it. Rel and I were talking before and we were wondering like, could we do this with younger kids? Could you do this with 7-year-olds? Could you do this with 9-year-olds? So that's one of the experimental parts that we'll play with. But we feel like this age group 12 to 14 is mature enough to where though they can understand and transition from, just knocking each other over to bodying up and pulling a flag. But the 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, you get more of the like run into each other and fall over type football. You have a small handful that are competitive and good, but most of the time it's like we're running the ball. You don't have a guy that can throw that well. So it's far in between at the younger ages, but 10 and up, I feel like you're going to get a cleaner game, a prettier game, and it'll be more beneficial.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I do know a 7-year-old though back at his house who really would love to get out and play some nine man sometime. Shout out to Maddox, you're watching at home.
Dope.
Really looking forward to this event this weekend. Anything else you want to add for this event, Robbie?
So the only thing we're asking is that any spectator that comes out make a donation to the Rich Foundation of $1 fee, a minimum donation of $1. Of course, if your heart leads you to give more, please do. Link throughout our day on Sunday and probably starting Friday just to collect donations to help contribute to this event. Myself and Terrell funded this event 100% out of pocket because we want to get this thing going. We want to help Rich set his goals. We want to help him earn this van that he's looking for, which will help the youth, help him get people around, get them to school, get them to after school activities. So the whole sole purpose of this, yes, football is a part of it, but the bigger part of it is helping the Rich Foundation gain what they're trying to gain to reach their goals, and help him to help those who are in need. So we'll post a flyer, we'll post a link for anyone to make a donation all weekend long. And all the 9-man guys, if you're in town, please come out, come support, come watch these kids, cheer them on, even if you don't know them, because this is the future of us. You know, we're doing it now. The foundation was set years and years ago. We've had the privilege of doing it. Myself and Terrell have had the honor to bring flag football or 9-man back to Baltimore after like a 3-year hiatus. And we just want to make it bigger and better than what it's ever been. But again, the main priority, the main purpose of this weekend is the kids and the Rich Foundation, and providing and helping him provide and continue to provide for those who are in need.
You know, we are definitely looking forward to this event Sunday morning at the beginning at 10 a.m. We'll have coverage on it on Joey Blaze and Team Blunt Talk. Looking forward to it. We'll be live. It's going to be awesome. Rich Foundation Youth 9-man tournament, ages 12 through 14, presented by the Owings Mills Flag Football League and Team Blunt Talk. We'll be there. We're looking forward to it. Sunday at 10 a.m. Robbie, thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll see all of you this Sunday at Essex.
Thank you.